Fear Fair is a haunted attraction. We are the largest in Indiana. We are an indoor-outdoor haunted house. We have animated scares, and we also have a large cast of actors. This has been the only thing I've ever gotten into that never seems to run out. There's always something new to do, constantly. In 2002, we moved into this building, and it seemed huge, and we thought, how are we ever going to fill this? And now we're busting at the seams as usual. We need a little bit more room already. In the earlier years, we were all about movie scenes, and then we've kind of started an initiative about 4 years ago to get away from any trademarked or copyright material and do all original stuff. For a couple of years now, we've been on the USA Today Top 10 for the nation. We've been featured in Forbes magazine, and there are a lot of local haunt review groups. We always score relatively well on that. There are groups all over the country, and they will visit 40 to 50 haunted houses a year in the Ohio Valley region, and they write detailed reviews on their sites. There was a review group in our area, and it was shortly after the Pulse nightclub tragedy in Florida. These guys who operated this review group were making all these posts on Facebook that were just really, really harsh. Slurs and all that. Travis, who owns 7th Street Haunt in Louisville, he and his husband Matt contacted a few of us other owners, we all stay in touch, and said, you know, we're just not going to let these guys come to our haunted house anymore. All of us immediately said, you know what, we're not either. And so we decided, what can we do to show some solidarity and some support? And I actually wrote an open letter that all of the original founding haunts of Hunters Against Hate all signed on to, that we sent to this review group. Just a way of making our opinion known and doing something about it. And since then, it now has booths at trade shows. We sell t-shirts for Hunters Against Hate, and all of the proceeds go to various LGBTQ charities. Several haunts, we're doing one, are doing Hunters Against Hate nights this year that are going to offer discounts, and then also a portion of the proceeds are going to go to those type of charities. And so it's very important to become a support group and to bring awareness and to promote the idea of equality. Now more than ever, it's important that someone advance those kinds of issues and fight for those sorts of rights. It's just something I really personally believe in, and it's something that the haunt industry as a whole really believes in. And so it's just something that's dear to all of our hearts that we feel needs representation right now. Before Hunters Against Hate, I think a lot of people who may have been gay would have felt that it might not be a friendly environment for them, or they might have felt threatened by it, or that there would be a lot of people there who wouldn't be understanding. And so we want to make it clear that that's not the case at all. In fact, it's a very welcoming group.
Just about anybody here that you ask, what do you think about Fear Fair? Usually the first word they use to describe it is family, because that's the atmosphere we try to build around here to make sure that everybody feels like they're amongst family.
There's a lot of bonding that goes on because you're here so much. It becomes a hub or a central point. We've had kids who act on our cast and then go away to college and then come back and continue to act when they get back. You'll never find a more diverse group of people who come together and have a common goal and become such close friends than you will among a haunted house cast. And we want to make sure everybody knows that everyone's welcome in that family and that there's no room for hate in those families.
We want to make sure everybody feels comfortable, everybody knows and understands that no matter where they're coming from or who they are, they're always welcome here.
Obviously, no one ever wants to be discriminated anywhere, and especially here, you know, there's that opportunity where people feel open already and they want to be able to open up, and we don't want anyone to feel like that they can't be here and be happy and enjoy themselves.
Whenever you come here, you're ready, you have energy, and the people around you are only hyping that up even more.
So at the end of the day, I want everybody to enjoy what they're doing. If we don't have a good, cohesive group, then there's no way you can enjoy what you're doing. So the more comfortable the actor feels, the more comfortable the makeup artist feels, the better job they're going to do. So overall, it just helps improve the quality of everything we do, from makeup, design, acting, everything, the overall experience.
People just think haunted house generically, but there's a big difference. There are more family-oriented haunted houses that aren't as scary, and then you'll have other places that are more focused around the jump scare, that are just all about the scare, that are much darker and less detailed, but more intense. I think we really fall in the middle. We're very detailed, and we put a lot of thought into our acting, and we have a lot of speaking characters, and so we are theatrical in that range, but we try to always have a lot of jump scares too. The emotional and physical response of laughter and being scared or screaming are so close together. It's fun to get scared. It's more fun to scare people, but it's fun to get scared. You can't get this anywhere else. It's a personal experience. You're not detached in the form of a movie or a video game. It's just breaking that final barrier. It's one of those last personalized experiences of that nature you can get. There's just not much else out there that's like it. And so we're here to make sure that goes on for years and years.